Jack the Ripper, a name that echoes through time, a specter haunting the cobbled streets of Victorian London. He exists as a chilling cipher, a symbol of unsolved terror. This is not just a tale of murder, but a descent into the darkest recesses of human nature, a journey into the fog-choked alleys where fear became a constant companion. Jack the Ripper is more than a historical footnote. He is a stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of civilization, a testament to the enduring power of mystery. In the autumn of 1888, London, a city already cloaked in the grime of industrial revolution, found itself in the grip of an unprecedented terror. The gaslights, feeble against the encroaching fog, illuminated a city on edge. A killer stalked the Whitechapel district, his prey the women who worked the streets, their lives as precarious as the flickering gaslight. With each gruesome discovery, fear tightened its grip, turning neighbor against neighbor, transforming the familiar into something sinister. The name Jack the Ripper, a moniker born from a letter claiming to be from the killer, became synonymous with fear, with the unknown, with the monster lurking in the shadows. He was a phantom, appearing from the fog to claim his victims, leaving behind a trail of mutilated bodies and unanswered questions. The city watched, waited, and prayed for the nightmare to end, but Jack the unseen terror continued to cast his long shadow. Whitechapel in 1888 was a place of stark contrasts. Opulence and poverty existed side by side, the grandeur of Victorian England a distant dream for the inhabitants of this impoverished district. Life here was harsh, often brutal, and for the women who walked the streets, survival was a daily struggle. They were daughters, mothers, sisters, trapped in a cycle of poverty and despair, their lives deemed as worthless as the pennies they earned. It was against this backdrop of social inequity and urban decay that Jack the Ripper emerged. His crimes, brutal and intimate, were like a plague upon Whitechapel, exposing the vulnerability of those living on the fringes of society. The police, overwhelmed and outmatched, struggled to maintain order. The newspapers, hungry for sensation, documented each gruesome detail, further fueling the public's morbid fascination. Fear became a palpable presence in Whitechapel. Women, particularly those who worked the streets, lived in terror of becoming the Ripper's next victim. The police, despite their efforts, seemed powerless to stop the carnage. Every shadow held a potential threat, every alleyway a possible crime scene. The Ripper's reign of terror had transformed Whitechapel into a hunting ground, and its inhabitants into prey. Before Jack the Ripper claimed his place in the annals of criminal history, another name instilled fear in the hearts of Londoners: Leather Apron. This shadowy figure, rumored to be a Jewish butcher, was blamed for a series of attacks on women in Whitechapel. The brutality of these attacks, coupled with the anti-Semitic sentiment of the time, made Leather Apron a convenient scapegoat, a focus for the anxieties of a community on edge. The Autumn of Terror, as it came to be known, began in August 1888 with the murder of Mary Ann Nichols. Her mutilated body, discovered in Bucks Row, bore the unmistakable hallmarks of a frenzied attack. The city, still reeling from the specter of Leather Apron, was plunged into a nightmare. The Ripper had made his presence known, and the killings were just beginning. Annie Chapman, Elizabeth Stride, Catherine Eddowes, Mary Jane Kelly, their names, once lost to the anonymity of poverty, became forever linked to the Ripper's reign of terror. Each murder, more brutal than the last, deepened the sense of fear and desperation in Whitechapel. The police, under immense pressure to catch the killer, pursued every lead, every whisper, every fleeting shadow. But Jack, the Phantom of Whitechapel, remained elusive, his true identity shrouded in the same fog that clung to the cobblestone streets.